Hi, my name is Ron Dorn. I'm a physical geography professor at Arizona State University. This presentation is to introduce you to the syllabus and overview the GPH112 course that is typically taught in session A. It's a IO course, meaning that both ASU on-ground and online students take the identical course in session A. I'm going to go to screen share. Appreciate your patience. And I'll use a mixture of different graphics. There's a PowerPoint that'll be going through, and then there's the Canvas shell in a student view that I have access to. And then there will be different views of the video games that will be used in this lab. So I'll start with the PowerPoint presentation. Um, I am one of the designers of the course, a primary designer. And sometimes you will get a presentation that asks you for a password and a logon. So if you are in Canvas, you're already logged into ASU. The presentations are sometimes Adobe Presenter, and I've hidden them behind a firewall where the logon is GPH111 and the password is Gaia. If you're taking the GPH111 class, you're used to that request for the logon and the password. There are two different presentations, overviews of two different courses. There's the GPH111 course that is a 3-credit course, and there's another presentation that I prepared for that. This is the 1-credit GPH112 course, and this is the presentation that overviews that course. The two are typically taken in combination to meet the laboratory science requirement, the SQ quantitative lab science requirement. And there's a big misunderstanding by many students that, oh, the 1-credit class is going to be super easy because it's a 1-credit class. You have to view these as a combination. And the two courses together need to fulfill certain requirements set down by the Arizona Board of Regents and by Arizona State University General Studies. And that sets in place the view that the lab course is equivalent, even though it's online, to 15 3-hour traditional lab courses. So what we've done is to create 4 video game labs where they're pieced out into multiple sections that are the equivalent of 15 weeks of lab material. It's just the rules that we have to operate. And if we don't follow these rules, you don't get the laboratory science credit. Also, we don't do a good job of teaching lab science. So please don't have the perception that this is an easy 1-credit class. The two belong together as a lab science class. The materials for this course, the most common question is, do I need to buy a textbook? No. Do I need to buy a lab manual? No. The only thing you need to purchase are the geovisualizations or the video games that enable you to complete the laboratories. The cost of these games altogether is equivalent to the lab manual used by on-ground students. You also need to use a laptop or a desktop. Phones and tablets will not work with these games. They require Mac or Windows operating systems, and your computer has to have at least 4 gigabytes of RAM. Instructions on how to purchase and download and play these geovisualizations are found in Canvas, and I'll show you where they're found in Canvas right now. So if you go to Canvas here, this is the home page that's welcome. And there's a list of a team of individuals who are here to help you. So the team will vary from session to session. There are many of us. There's the instructor of record, me quite often, or sometimes another individual, and then a series of PhD students, and then undergraduate peer mentors. We're all here to help you. When you ask for help, you email all of us at the same time in a regular email, not Canvas messaging, and you'll get the fastest help. And when you scroll down to the bottom of this page, there's a navigation that you can use to access the course material. You can also access the course material via the modules. I like the modules personally because it's the way I constructed the course. So to get information on how to purchase the video games, I just go to the Welcome and Start Here module, and I can go to the purchasing or how to play the video games. And there's also a whole bank of video tutorial resources that how do you purchase a game and how do you purchase a game part 1 and part 2. So there are a lot of resources available to help you, but the most important one is for you to ask for help. I'm back on the PowerPoint, and I like to explain the roles of different individuals in the class. And I'll go back to the home page of the Canvas modules, and I'll scroll down to the bottom with the navigation. These navigation buttons here just simply to send you to the different pages in the Canvas modules. I am the coordinator for all the GPH 111 and 112 courses. The different GPH 112 labs are typically taught differently on ground than online, but in this course, they're identical. You signed up for basically an online lab course. There may be a different person instructing the course. This is the person responsible for your grade. It's someone who has worked or is working on lab construction. The person might be me or a PhD student who works with me. Who do you contact for help? The first person you contact is your instructor. It's that person's job to help you. An email is the best way to contact with personal questions. If you're asking a personal question about your grade, you need to send it from your ASU email account, not a Yahoo or a Gmail. Posting questions on the discussion board is a great way for everybody to benefit from your exchange if it's not a personal question. I'm also available as the laboratory coordinator for you to ask questions. But one of the reasons why I might not be the instructor of the class is I might be taking students out for field work, or I might be doing field work myself and getting to the field sites via mountain bike. I'm an avid mountain biker, and as a physical geographer, it's the perfect way for me to get to my field sites. So let me discuss the navigation in Canvas. These navigation buttons in Canvas take you to different pages that are on the modules. But if you click the Start Here button, you get different components of the start view. And in particular, I want to point out that the syllabus quiz is mandatory before you can do any assignments. That is the starting point. And the syllabus quiz is also available here in the Welcome and Start module. So I recommend that you read the syllabus, that you try and review this presentation, and then you take the syllabus quiz. It's kind of also another way to teach the key components of the course. Everything is in the modules. A common issue in this course is when are the due dates? The due dates are not prescribed for any of the assignments anytime in the session. Once you finish the syllabus quiz, all the main assignments in the labs are open to you. And they're due technically the very last day of the term at 11:59 p.m. There are restrictions, however, on certain assignments. But what I need to explain to you and emphasize is that because there are no due dates to give you the maximum flexibility in life, in your jobs, and in your family, and in the selection of assignments that you do, you need to set up a pacing guide for yourself. 45 points are needed for you to earn an A in this class. So in a 7.5-week session, if you shoot to earn 7 points a week, you'll be on track to get an A. If you're in a short 5.5-week summer session, you want to shoot for 9 points a week. And it's always good to work ahead of this pace. The key reason for people failing this class is they get behind. They think it's an online class and they don't pay attention to it. I recommend you pause this presentation if you have any questions about why you are taking a laboratory science class. I don't want to read these words to you, but this explains the rationale for the existence of this requirement. And if you're curious, or even if you want to discuss it with me, go ahead, pause, and read this information. Another issue for students are the grades in this class. All the information you need is found in the syllabus to this class. The grades are based upon a point accumulation system. There's no penalty for not doing an assignment. There's no penalty for incorrect answers other than having to do more work on other assignments to earn those points back. The reason for a point accumulation system is that it maximizes student learning. In a regular percentage-based class, when you do poorly on one assignment, you feel like you've been kicked in the teeth and you're behind right away. But if you don't do well in one of the first assignments in this class, well, then you simply do better. You simply do another assignment and you do better. So it's an accumulation where you need 25 points to pass with a D, 32.5 points for a C, 40 points for a B, 45 points for an A, and 51 points for an A+. The key points in the syllabus are that you should understand that you have to finish all by the end of the due dates. I'm sorry, the key points in the syllabus is that you need to earn 100% on the syllabus quiz, that Canvas provides links to PDF files that walk you through all of the labs, that there's a lot of audio presentations if you don't like reading the PDF files. And if you can't hear the audio in these presentations, there should be closed captioning, or you should just simply refresh your browser. To complete the labs, you'll need to purchase the video game Geovisualizations, and you can't play a video game with a phone or tablet. The due dates are all at the end of the session, and no assignments can be turned in after the end of class. Okay, that's the bare bones components of the syllabus, but you have to take the syllabus quiz first. I'd like to jump to the PowerPoint and explain a bit for the why we're using geovisualization labs. The idea of a physical geography class is that you look at spatial data or geographic data that deal with the geographic phenomenon of climate, landforms, hydrology, soils, the biogeography of vegetation. Real lab science experience needs to simulate real scientific research. We don't want you doing a dumb lab in which you're simply lighting a candle and making stupid observations of a candle and how it burns. We want you to see what real science is like and to move beyond boring, simply fill in the blank answers. So our research indicates that this is a powerful way for you to learn science, and it's for an introductory level. So you're exploring data, and the best way to do this is by maps, or even a better technology for exploring mapping, and that's a video game where you are an avatar moving around a digital elevation model or the topography and having the data overlaid on that topography. Now, I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games, and ASU students often don't play video games. So if you're an ASU student and you don't play video games, but you've got a kid around, if you're a parent, have the kid play the game and you can take notes while the kid plays the game. Or if you got a nephew or a niece or a kid around the block, someone who can help you play the game, then you can get that help. It's kind of a fun idea. They can learn some academic language and you can get the help. So let me orient you to the geovisualization labs in the Canvas modules here. There's the Welcome and Start Here module. There's help requested by students, the video tutorial, suggestions made by students, and the idea of the ordering of the labs. The order that you do the labs is up to you. They are all open once you finish the syllabus quiz. The order we present them here is just based upon discussions and research we've done with students, but you don't have to do it in this order. The Hawaii Big Island Physical Geography Lab that you can see an example of here explores all different aspects of physical geography. Where you can run up river valleys, cut into volcanoes that terminate in waterfalls, where you learn about the idea of orographic effects of the trade winds blowing up a volcano, and you're looking at the isoheights of the rainfall of this particular river valley. So this is a Landsat view, and this is a view of the isoheights or precipitation. And so you're seeing the precipitation amounts rise as the air rises up. And then in Hawaii, you'll learn about something called a trade wind inversion, why the top of the volcanoes are so dry, and about rain shadow effects. So the Big Island Physical Geography Lab gets at all different aspects of physical geography. You're taking the 111 course at the same time, so we supply you all the background you need inside this lab and all the other labs to do it. The Lightning and the Peaks Lab is a geovisualization of the San Francisco peaks in northern Arizona, where you run around the Mount Humphreys and the Flagstaff area and Sunset Crater, and you look at lightning distribution in August during the monsoon. So these are all the cloud to ground lightning strikes mapped out for you on a layer of Landsat where you can see the vegetation, on a layer of rainfall, and a layer of air temperature. So this is a Google Street View of the road to Snowball with a thunderstorm building in the background. And at this particular location is where the avatar is standing, getting lightning strikes all around. So you learn about lightning, you learn about thunderstorms, and about patterns of lightning being explained. The next lab we recommend you try deals with the Grand Canyon, and it deals with the microclimate and the vegetation of the Grand Canyon. So here is way up north of the Grand Canyon on the Kaibab Plateau, and a Google Street View of a low-lying valley. And in this low-lying valley, you're looking at wintertime temperatures at 10 a.m. And it's colder down in this valley because of something called cold air drainage, where the surface temperatures are as low as 20 degrees F in winter. In this game, you overlay the Landsat scene, winter temperatures, summer temperatures, and the vegetation to understand what's going on in the Grand Canyon from a biogeography and a microclimate perspective. A lab that you could do first or you could do last is why is the Grand Canyon so grand? This is a game that overlays the geology from the U.S. Geological Survey geological map on the topography of the Grand Canyon. And what you're looking at is a tour overview of Duck on the Rock site, and the avatar is standing at this exact same location, looking out at the topography, but with the different layers. The avatar is standing on the Kaibab limestone and looking at the Toro Weep and the different layers of the rocks in the Grand Canyon, like the Bright Angel Shale and very old rocks down in the canyon. So it's a game in which you not only understand the basics of geology and how the layers at the top of the Grand Canyon are younger than the layers at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You can look at how faults influence the growth of canyons, the different layers of rocks, and you also learn about how fast the Grand Canyon has been cutting down and how fast it's been widening. Each one of these game-based labs has 20 points available. If you need more points to earn the grade you want, there are 3 other assignments that extract the essence of your learning. You can demonstrate your knowledge by taking a tour of the Big Island, a tour of Northern Arizona, or conducting research for a future vacation to one of these places. These assignments are explained on pages, but you're locked out from doing them until you've completed all of the buttons you see here. Once you've completed and turned in some of the important pieces of all 4 video game labs, then you're eligible to do these other assignments. It means that there are 110 points available with 51 points needed for an A+. So I'll leave the issue of how about you play the geovisualization to examining this page in Canvas on how to play the game, with the recognition that I made this video and I don't play video games. So if you do, you can chuckle a lot at me. The order of the labs, again, I recommend in this sequence: Big Island, Lightning in the Peaks, Grand Canyon Microclimate, and Grand Canyon Topography Geology. But you can pick any one, whatever interests you first, do first. I want to stress again, when you ask a question on the material, it really helps to post it to the discussion board and also a screenshot of what you're working on. That way you can get help and everybody else can see your help. So let me review some typical issues to end this presentation. 5% of you will fail because you ignored the class final due date posted at the top of the syllabus. Please don't let it happen to you. Second, don't bother asking for extra credit. There's no such thing in this class. The entire class is just a way to earn points. You ignore the out of information and you ignore the percentage information. So when you look at your grades in Canvas, you're going to see this out of, and you're going to see percentage information. Ignore the out of, ignore the percentage, only look at your point total. The fourth issue is, if you're having problems with this class, ask for help. If you're frustrated, post to the discussion board and ask. You can schedule a Zoom tutorial. Just email everybody you see in the team and you can get help from everybody. If you have problems with your computer, we can't help you with how your computer runs. The ASU help desk can be phoned and they can help you. They're trained on how to help you. If you have problems with the labs or the games, then contact us. I apologize for the length of this presentation, and I hope it was useful.